Hello and welcome to November the 1st, 2022. Hard to believe we're already in November. I do apologize because we've been trying to get a podcast out to you, and with all the crazy things going on, it just became almost impossible to try to get that done. So we decided that absolutely drop dead today. We have to get this out to get you guys back up to speed with a lot of things that are going on. Very first thing is some notes from Kathy. And Kathy wants to remind our 400 plus instructors out there that this is kind of a partnership between you and PPM to produce a quality CPR program, as well as quality first aid. With that said, though, remember that when we send you out a notice to do the monitor, in that email actually lays out step by step what you have to do and what you have to do that monitor. And yet we're still having instructors that day of monitor, we bring up everybody online and they don't have the equipment, or they've left their mannequins at work, or they've done, and that's just unacceptable, and then we have to charge you $50 to pay for the instructor trainer that is literally trying to do your monitor. Okay, so read the email, please. If you read the email, that is the time to question as far as, hey, wait a minute, I don't have this, or, I got to make sure I've got all my stuff lined up here and ready to go. Check it off, and you're set for your monitor. Okay, the day of, or when the training center faculty is literally online with you, is not the time to decide that, gee, I'm looking at my mannequins and I'm missing something. That's not the time to do that. Okay, so we're trying to do a quality product. We want you to be with us to do this quality product and a fantastic class. And the way to do that is make sure you're prepared and you do the program correctly. Okay, so that was a little note from Kathy in reference to the problems we're having with some monitors. You'll see that again in some of the notes that I've got. Okay, first thing off the bat is we are moving. You saw in the one video previous to this about the flood and some of the damage. The landlord has never really taken responsibility for any of that. So we're looking to move our new address. Make a note, write this down. 625A as in Alpha, 625A, Pulaski Highway, Joppa, Maryland, 21085. That's going to be our new location. It's a lot smaller than where we're at now, but we really don't need as much room as we've got. So we decided that we're going to make a slightly smaller office work for us. Okay. The timeline right now is about mid-November. We have to be completely out of this building by December 31st. But we expected somewhere about mid-November we should be operational in the new location. When we move to the new location, remember that the same phone number, that's not going to change, the same website, and certainly the same support we're giving you as instructors will all be the same. None of that's going to change. Be patient with us as we make the move. There may be times when you're going to call us and you don't get through as the phones are being switched over. As soon as we got things back online, we'll be back in touch with you to take care of whatever you need. Again, really, the building was pretty much the flooring and walls were messed up because of the flood, and virtually no assistance from our landlord to do any of that work, and kind of forced us out of the building. So bottom line is we're moving. So it will be a little bit closer to Baltimore. We're 20 minutes further south from where we are now. Everybody we've talked to so far thinks that's a great idea, that we're a little bit closer to them, and I think that's a good thing. So because of our moving, currently what we have in stock, 10% off all equipment that's in stock. That means stuff hanging on the walls, anything on the shelf. You got to come in. You can't use the e-store. Got to come in, and anything physically here, 10% off while it's still hanging there. Okay, that applies to our clothing racks, virtually anything hanging on the walls. That's one less thing we have to move if you buy it and get it out of here. Okay. Part 2, next thing, middle names. When you're using the e-store, let me back up. When you're using the e-cards and you have a person with a middle name, there's a spot that says first name. There's only one box that says first name. Then there's a box that says last name. If you want to put a middle name in, you got to put it in the last name box. So for me, August Joseph Becker III, the first box would have August. The second box would have Joseph space Becker. Okay, then when it prints on the card, it will print it correctly. Somehow, if you put it in that first box, it doesn't do it correctly. It runs it all together. I guess they never thought about that. So if you're going to use a middle name, make sure you put it in the second box marked last name, and then it will print on the card correctly. Okay? Subscription and dues. As you know, we charge dues of $50 a year to be a member here. Well, we just found out that there's a new app that we can put on our e-store, and it's called Subscription. And a subscription is kind of like dues. It's something that you sign up for, and it automatically takes it out of your credit card, just like your magazines and stuff like that you get. Well, that would solve a lot of our problems trying to send out invoices and all those kind of things. So starting January 1 of 2023, that, believe it or not, that's not that far away, we're going to start calling it subscription/dues, and those people due in January will be requested to sign up for a subscription to PPM. So it'll be on our e-store, and you click on the subscription and fill out the information just like you do in any other subscription, and that will take care of it. And then every year it will automatically take out your dues/subscription. You can cancel at any time. We can cancel at any time. So it works just like any other subscription, but it does all the billing and taking care of all that for us. So that's less manpower hours we have to spend reminding everybody that we sent it out. If you didn't get an email, this thing will automatically send out a second email. So it's pretty cool what it does. And so come January of this 2023, so just a few months away, we're going to switch over to the term subscription/dues. Okay, so you'll be the first ones, if you're watching the podcast, that you know, in fact, that we're switching over that way. Make it a whole bunch easier on you guys, a whole bunch easier on us. COVID. Yep, it took me a while, but I finally ended up with COVID. That was several weeks ago. Down for about 2 days with kind of flu-like symptoms, and then pretty much felt fine. So at least now I kind of know what people were going through with the COVID. Thank goodness I've been vaccinated and boosted and all those good things, because I'm sure with my medical history and background, I would have definitely had some issues as far as probably in hospital and intubated. So thank goodness everything went very smoothly. But it's kind of like sooner or later I knew it was going to catch up with me. Trying my best to keep away from it, but it is what it is. Okay, remember to subscribe to our podcast, and you do that by hitting the like button. And there's a little bell on the lower right-hand side. When you click that little bell, the notification bell, you will automatically get an email saying, hey, there's a new podcast out from PPM. Pretty neat. That way, we'll still send out a newsletter with that information on it, but in case you didn't get the newsletter, you'll get an email saying, hey, the new podcast. So that's pretty cool. The secret word for this podcast, the secret word is flood. F-L-O-O-D, flood, which is kind of what happened to us. Now, changing the way to do this. In order to say you saw the secret word and what the secret word is, you must now go into the comments below. So trigger the comments and put in the word, secret word flood, in the comment section. Don't send me an email. You send me an email, it doesn't count. The first person to get into that comment section with the word flood will get a little prize for that. Okay, so that's something different. It also helps boost our presence on YouTube by using the comment section, and certainly the like and subscribe also help. So if you like the podcast, like us to keep doing it, that's one way to keep us up to speed with that. Okay, help needed. Yay, help needed. Another one of our training centers, not our training center really, another training center, Howard County General Hospital, has a need for some instructors to help teach some classes for them. Sarah Sherman is the coordinator down there, good friend, still works with the ECC committee and stuff like that. And her office phone number is 410-740-7603. That's the office number. So call Sarah and say, hey Sarah, I saw the podcast. You're looking for instructors. What can I do to help? Okay. Good friend. Sarah goes back with me a long way with the American Heart Association. Many years. So again, Sarah Sherman looking for some instructor help. 410-740-7603. That's Howard County General Hospital. Okay, moving on. Equipment required for monitoring a class. Heard me bring this up a little bit about reading your emails. Well, here we are bringing it up again. You need an adult, a child, an infant. And by the way, child is now required by the American Heart Association, not just our training center. So you need adult, a child and an infant mannequin. You need all 3 BVMs, adult, child, and infant. You need an AED trainer, a current DVD, or if you're streaming, then the ability to stream, a current instructor's manual, and up to speed on your dues/subscription. Okay, that's all you need in place in order to do the monitor. If one of those things are missing, you don't have your BVMs, you don't have your child mannequin, left your adult mannequin at work, then the monitor will get shut down at that point, and you'll have to pay $50 to get remonitored. Okay, so enough said about that. Something new, clothing on mannequins. American Heart Association now wants one of the mannequins, I would suggest the adult, that would be the easiest, to have clothes on, so that you actually have to take the jacket off the mannequin. The newer mannequins already come with jackets. For a flashback, long time ago, the mannequins used to have a jumpsuit. The full body mannequins had both sweatpants and a sweatsuit jacket type on top. They did away with that. Now they've come back with that so that the newer mannequins already have a jacket. If your mannequin doesn't have a jacket, you want to put something on them that the student has to open the shirt up, open the jacket up in order to do CPR. Okay? They're actually suggesting on the newer mannequins that are, I would say, better well endowed, let me put it that way, that they actually have a bra on as well. And there's some discussion in reference to bras and things like that in the new American Heart Association community efforts that come out. Okay, on a sad note, we lost one of our lead instructors last week, Mike Fields. Fantastic instructor, really great classes, and just an all-around great guy. Just great guy to be around, funny, humorous, and I really am going to miss him. He really was something to our training center. Had only been with us a relatively short time as far as a lead instructor teaching classes here on a regular basis, and we will certainly miss him big time. Went very quickly, didn't suffer. Okay, that's about it for now. Sorry to end on such a sad note, but that's it for now. Thanksgiving's coming up, so I want everybody to have a good Thanksgiving. Say hi to all family and friends, give everybody a hug, because literally, as Mike is proof, you can be here 1 minute and gone the next. So enjoy every minute and have a great Thanksgiving, and take care of yourself. Okay, as always, have any questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions for the next podcast, let us know. Email us or call us or somehow get through to us, and we'll get that on the next podcast. Okay, take care.